Hello and welcome to Social Media Weekly, episode 31st March 2021. Social Media Weekly is brought to you by Virtual Peddlers Marketing, rehumanizing your marketing experience. My name is Sean. This week's news: Twitter runs a survey to find best reaction emojis we all want. Or need, depending. Twitter is considering adding a range of reactionary emojis for us to use on tweets we either like, dislike, or have any other feelings in between towards them. Among the common ones being put out for public feedback are like, funny, interesting, sad, awesome, agree, and disagree. The reactions are the same, it's just that the feedbacks are the ones that may vary. So Twitter actually has about 5 or 6 of them, and they're putting it out for public feedback to see which one people like more. Instead of just implementing what they think is the best set, Twitter knows their users are very particular with these changes. Many years ago, there was a big uproar among diehard users when Twitter decided to change their star to heart to signify liking a tweet. So whatever we know now as a heart used to be a star, and a lot of people were like up in arms over it. Either way, we can soon disapprove of a tweet with reactions. It has to be good for us, right? Because instead of expressing our feedback via retweets or replies, we can just put dislike and move along. Slack plans next evolutionary move. Ever since Slack introduced enterprise chats to the business world, it has been filled with many competitors being able to do just about anything Slack can, and even more. Some are even better than them. In anticipation of corporations moving into a hybrid working environment post-COVID, which is the part where a lot of companies are considering some days in the office and some days off, Slack is planning an evolutionary move to both make it easier for colleagues to communicate across virtual platforms and also positioning itself away from competitors. One of the suggestions is to actually incorporate videos, by which not the kind of videos that Microsoft Teams and Zoom and Google Meet are doing, but the way that Instagram Stories is doing it. This is actually quite interesting because they want to implement stories into Slack, and they say it's a new way for employees and employees to communicate with all their colleagues, in the sense that they ask us to imagine the CEO making a company-wide announcement via stories instead of having to set up a meeting or write down everything in text. So because the stories, we can set it to last a certain amount of hours, let's say up to 24 hours, then whoever who gets in there just watch it and can get all the content they want or all the updates they want for the day, instead of having to go into a call, sit down, can you hear me, that kind of stuff, or it's written down like an email or a text, which can cause a lot of miscommunications. So this is actually quite an interesting thing. It is also considering building a Clubhouse copy into Slack. What else is new? Everybody wants to build a copy of Clubhouse now. It'll bring audio social platforms successful formula into enterprise chat. This will dramatically reduce the organization's dependency on text, which will ultimately also reduce miscommunications. I see a proper use for this because you can have an audio meeting, or you can have like a town hall meeting where a few people will speak and the rest will listen. So there is a lot of use, and you don't have to use videos because most people in these meetings don't use videos anyway. So you can trim it down, turn it into an audio thing, and you can have discussions. There's a lot of use for this. I totally approve. All the moves into video and audio will position Slack ahead of competitors, but honestly, these aren't actually innovative ideas by any stretch of imagination, right? All these things are already readily available. Facebook has them. It's easy for other platforms to copy and use. So chances are the competitors will see, and if it works, they will just quickly and easily copy it. Microsoft owns LinkedIn. LinkedIn has stories. LinkedIn will also have Clubhouse coming up soon. So yeah, no difference. So it's got to be an arm race for everyone at this point. When social media and enterprise communication tools all end up having identical functions, what makes them different from others? It'll just be, I don't know how they're gonna, it's becoming so generic now. I don't even know what's setting them apart from another, one from the other. TikTok lets you sort videos into playlists. Taking the cue from YouTube and Instagram, TikTok now lets creators sort their videos into playlists. This will make it easier for viewers to find similarly themed videos from the creator in a single collection. All you have to do is create and name a playlist, then highlight all videos you want to be in the list and insert them in. Pretty straightforward. This will allow creators to put a bunch of long, continuous videos into a single playlist, so you can actually have, let's say, episodic videos put into a playlist. And it is important since TikTok videos can only handle a very short length limit, and by putting everything together gives them an episodic view, which gets people to come in and want to watch more. This feature may not be available to everyone yet. They are rolling it out to selected creators in certain areas and eventually to everyone. So don't be surprised if you don't have this yet. It's still in testing mode. Twitter Spaces will soon come to PCs. This proves that Twitter knows exactly what their audience want, far better than Clubhouse. By making Spaces available on desktops, professional podcasters can work with their expensive gear to deliver better quality audio than mobile devices can. As Clubhouse struggles to officially launch itself, Twitter and Facebook are quickly optimizing technology they already have to outpace the social media startup. At this rate, Twitter will be a lot more appealing than Clubhouse, as podcasters can reach a wider audience with better sounding equipment. Knowing what Facebook already has, it wouldn't be difficult for them to also match Twitter's features because they also have Messenger for desktop. So all they have to do is implement an audio only version for Messenger, because Facebook is going to incorporate their Clubhouse copycat feature into Messenger anyway, so it's already available on desktop, so it's easy for them to copy. So as much as I'm a supporter of small players disrupting giants in their own industries, I really can't see this happening for Clubhouse. It feels like they are on a losing end of this race from the beginning, and unless they come up with a very compelling strategy to move forward and break free from all the competitors, I don't see any way Clubhouse can survive this. Anyway, TikTok Remix gets copied. Yeah, it's there's a single theme going on with social media this past few months. It's all about everybody copying everybody's stuff, and it's becoming generic. So yeah, we can't get enough of copycats all around. TikTok Remix is actually the ability for creators to take a video which is made by one creator and make another one side by side. So this is one of the most entertaining and viral phenomena going on TikTok lately, and Instagram and Snapchat wants this. They want this virality. So last week, both of them announced that they are rolling out their own version of the remix. So when I say their own versions, I actually meant exactly the same as TikTok's remix. So it's just in a different platform, no creativity required whatsoever. If you don't know what remix is, because you've never been very frequent on TikTok, you will soon see them on Reels and Snap. I can tell you that it's just you can shoot a video, I can take your video and add another layer onto it, and then somebody else will shoot another video, add another layer onto that, and onto that, and onto that. It's a very viral thing, and it is quite fun to see how people can collaborate and create a chain of videos that communicate with each other. I guess it's times like these when people can learn to work together. So that's all for Social Media Weekly this week. Social Media Weekly podcast available on Anchor FM, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and more. Our full videos are available on YouTube, and we post basic clips on Instagram and Facebook. This is Social Media Weekly episode 31st March 2021. My name is Sean. See you next week. Au revoir.